my colleagues in government, friends, and distinguished guests from India and abroad. I'm happy to be here today to address the 6th Delhi Economic Conclave. This is a good platform for bringing together economists, policymakers, leaders from India and abroad. I compliment the Ministry of Finance. Your topic of discussion is GEM, that is Jan Dhan Yojana, Aadhaar and mobile. This GEM vision will serve as the bedrock of many initiatives to come. For me, GEM is about just achieving maximum value for every rupee spent, maximum empowerment, maximum technology penetration among the masses. But let me start by taking a brief look at the Indian economy. By almost every major economic indicators, India is doing better than when we took office 17 months ago. GDP growth is up and inflation is down. Foreign investment is up and current account deficit is down. Revenues are up, are down. The fiscal deficit is down and the rupee is stable. Obviously, this did not happen by accident. And the world economy is not exactly doing well. This success is the result of a series of well-thought policies. Many of the purely macroeconomic reforms we have undertaken are probably well known to this audience. We have embarked on a course of fiscal consolidation. We have entered for the first time into a monetary framework agreement with the Reserve Bank to curb inflation. While cutting the fiscal deficit, we have substantially increased productive public investment. This has been made possible in two ways. Firstly, we have imposed carbon taxes on fossil fuels. We took the bold step of decontrolling diesel prices and thereby eliminated energy subsidies. We have replaced them with taxes. The coal cess has been increased by 4 times from rupees 50 per ton to rupees 200 per ton. Globally, there is much talk of carbon taxes, but less to say. And it's the talk and talk is going on. We have actually acted. Secondly, we have reduced wasteful expenditure through innovative methods like the use of technology. Some of the methods are part of your agenda, such as using Aadhaar to target subsidies to the deserving. There are reforms that you are probably aware of. But our reforms are far broader and far deeper than is generally recognized. Before elaborate on this, I would like to raise two issues. The first is reform for what? What is the aim of reform? Is it just to increase the measured rate of GDP growth? Or is it to bring about a transformation in society? My answer is clear. We must reform to transform. The second question is, reform for whom? Who is the target audience? Is our aim to impress groups of experts and score points in intellectual discussions, or to achieve ranks in some international league table? Again, my answer is clear. Reform is that which helps all citizens and especially the poor achieve a better life. It is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. In short, reform is not an end. Reform for me is just a way station on the long journey to the destination. The destination is transformation of India. Therefore, reform to transform and reforming to transform is a marathon, not a sprint. The reforms we have undertaken are of many types. For simplicity, I will classify them as financial, structural, and institutional. It will not be possible to cover all of them here, but I will certainly mention some of the most important. Let me start with the financial reforms. Interest rates and credit policy. Changes in interest rates are debated for months. Tons of newsprints and hours of television are spent on it. Interest rates are no doubt very, very important. But are they important to a person locked out of the banking system? To a person who had no prospect of ever lending or borrowing from the bank? And if a large section of a country are in this position, then how important are interest rates? It is for this reason that development experts have been advocating financial inclusion. What we have done in the last 17 months is to bring 190 million people into the banking system. This is more than the population of most of the countries in the world. Now, these millions are part of our banking system, and words like interest rate have a meaning for these poor people. Not only have these people been brought into the system, but they have shown that there is a great strength at the bottom of the pyramid. Believe it or not, accounts opened under the Jan Dhan Yojana today have a total balance of almost rupees 26,000 crores, or nearly $4 billion. Clearly, our financial inclusion reform has been transformational, and yet this quiet revolution has hardly been noticed. The Jan Dhan Yojana has also transformed the ability of the poor to make and to receive electronic payments. Every Jan Dhan account holder is eligible for a debit card. India's banks are also being encouraged to operate mobile ATMs. A mobile ATM is one where cash can be drawn and simple banking starts done through a handheld device. Thanks to Jan Dhan Yojana and the RuPay debit card, we also introduced healthy competition in the debit credit card space. This has traditionally been dominated by a few international players. Even 1 year ago, there were hardly any indigenous card brands in the market. Today, 36% of debit cards in India are RuPay cards. Financial inclusion is not just about opening bank accounts or enabling electronic payments. I firmly believe that India has tremendous entrepreneurial energy